समस्त लोक सुखिनो भवन्तु।
समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु।
समस्त लोक सुखिनो भवन्तु।
समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु।
समस्त लोक सुखिनो भवन्तु।
समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु।
शांति शांति शांति।
Sri R.J. Rathnakar is the son of Swami's younger brother, Sri R.V. Janakiramaya, and the grandson of Mother Ishwarama. Right from birth, Sri Rathnakar grew up under the loving care and divine guidance of Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba, who prepared him to take up higher responsibilities in his divine mission. He was awarded the All-Rounder Gold Medal in 1990 and graduated from the Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning with an MBA in 1991. Bhagwan later appointed him as the chairman of the Srimati Ishwarama High School, Puttaparthi, and in March of 2010, Swami appointed him as a trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust. Currently, he serves as the managing trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Central Trust, as a trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Sadhana Trust, and as a trustee of the Sri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning Trust. He has countless intimate experiences as a Sai student and as a trustee with our beloved Bhagwan. Sri Rathnakar makes a very compelling and interesting case study to see how Bhagwan develops a leader. I'd like to share 5 lessons from which we can all learn. First lesson, start early, drive slowly, reach safely. Bhagwan exposed our dear brother right from birth by having been born into his family, where he obtained guidance throughout childhood, young adulthood, and adulthood. Second lesson, having a values-based education. What better institutions to exhibit values-based education than those started and run by Bhagwan himself? Our dear brother is a Sai student from kindergarten all the way to his MBA. Third lesson, a leader should excel in many areas, not just one. Our dear brother did just that by earning the all-round gold medal from Bhagwan's Institute. Fourth lesson, a leader is a servant first. Our dear brother grew up serving humbly in the background with many menial tasks, serving visitors, leaders, dignitaries. This provided close-up opportunities to observe interactions with Swami, with various leaders and dignitaries. And finally, and I could say the most important aspect, is availability. It is when we open ourselves to Swami and make ourselves available, he himself will provide all the necessary skills for the tasks required. Brother Rathnakar gave Swami his availability, and Swami blessed him with all the ability. I am greatly honored to be able to introduce Sri Rathnakar so he can come himself and share with all of us this evening. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Akshay. Sai Ram to everybody. Akshay, Balu, all our dear brothers. Vedanarayanan is here. And all the brothers and sisters who are on the call. A very loving Sai Ram from Prashant Nilayam. Sorry, it little got 5-10 minutes delayed due to some technical glitch here. But I thought I will take this call from home, and I was getting prepared there, and I think their network was down. So I came rushing to office here. I think Swami wanted me to take this call only from Prashant Nilayam, not from my home. So I think that's how he shut down, and I had to rush here. But while just as I entered Prashanti, the Gopuram gate, just 8 o'clock, the curtain opens and the Vedam starts. And Vedanarayanan, I think you can, somewhere in the background, if you are tuned into this, you will hear Vedam is going on. It's a beautiful morning, and I felt it is just, Swami want to bless all of us. So he just made sure he shut down the network there. So I come here into Prashanti, and I still, while I'm talking to you, somewhere in the background, I can hear Vedam in the Kulwant Hall. So feel very happy to be with all of you in this morning. As usual, it's a great pleasure to be with all Sai brothers and sisters who are in the same path, who are, inspired by Swami, inspired by Bhagwan. And it's a great journey. And before I move on, thank you, Akshay. And many things you say, I myself wouldn't know about myself, so many things. And it's always we are learning. I think it's not about myself, it is about all of us. How Swami trained each one of us. Perhaps we never knew that while Swami was such a beautiful master, he never allowed us to know that he is training us also. but he trained us, all of us, in different ways, in different, wherever he wanted to use them, or he found us useful in particular things. So accordingly, he has trained. It's not that I alone got trained, but he has trained thousands of people in their own way and unique way. That's how we have maybe over 1 million volunteers in India who come here regularly, come and do seva, selfless seva here. The unique thing about Swami is that, he inspired people to come and come into a situation where we leave our identities, we leave our personal, whatever you call the status, or personal positions, personal achievements, but you come here and just, together in a very brotherhood, all of us, one shoulder to shoulder, we can sit and work and participate in any programs which are like, it's more than serving others. It will it sort of helps us to improve individually. So the unique system which Swami has started, unique system which Swami created for all of us, is a blessing for all of us. And I feel that all of us should take the maximum advantage of this unique opportunity. And today, being this morning, I was just asking, so I think, there were some few messages from your side. I said, what you would like me to say? They said, talk about Swami and Swamis. I said, I have nothing else to talk except Swami. We have not known anything else. And yeah, I think, I do not know how many are participating in the Trustin Sai Center today morning. Today, I think it's evening for you.
Evening.
Evening. Okay. So all the brothers and sisters sitting in Sai Center, Trustin Sai Center, and many are actually also watching online. See, to talk about Swami's miracles, talk about Swami's glory, Swami's love, Swami's mission, Swami's avatarhood is something which I think, it's unfathomable, and it is beyond one's human can to even attempt that. It's beyond us. But whatever little glimpses which each individually we have received in this beautiful journey, which he permitted so lovingly for all of us to join with him, this is so beautiful that Swami is a unique. Whenever I remember him, it just overwhelms all of us, saying, he has been so soft, so nice. And I wonder today, many a time I keep wondering, when do we get to have that presence, the feel of that presence? It is to be very unique, and you feel totally energized and empowered when he's just around. If you are seated in a room where he is allowed you to come into a room, there's unseen, there's an extra light which always permeates the whole place. And there is a sort of a calmness that gets into your mind without knowing to yourself. However, you're agitated once you're into his presence. It is to be so calming and his way of so soft talk whenever he talked. It's just that one can just get lost into that, and if we start remembering on those beautiful interactions, beautiful moments we spent with him. And while that is the presence of Divine Master, but so many things we could get to learn when we are interacting with him, or he has allowed us to be around, even if he's not interacting with you or conversing with you, but when he is doing with anybody else, still you can watch and learn so beautiful, so many things. I have good number of interactions he allowed me to have, and of course, had a long exposure at his feet, and we had a divine opportunity to be there. He permitted us, but to recollect, to connect, and to convey, it's just words don't they don't anyway. They feel inadequate to express all these beautiful things. But there are few things which we are like anybody else. We learn, and like she was saying that Swami is trained, but while he was training, I had hardly known this about what is my role and what is the role going to be in the future. I had hardly any idea. In fact, believe it or not, I never even dreamt or imagined that I'll be in this current role where in Satya Sai Central Trust. It is just never happened that these are all things which are sought or which are worked for, they're all bestowed. Of course, he prepares you, but he bestowed us on the way. These things it's a comfort, basically, this love and these blessings. And I feel uniquely blessed because I get to work in Sai organizations, Sai institutions at Sai Central Trust, whereby I am in constant touch with divine, constant touch. When I say I meet people who are devotees of Bhagavan, I meet with people who are come for Swami, who have some issue or something which they want to convey to Swami. Everything connected to Swami, wherever I meet, even in the organization, wherever, or even the Satya Sai Central Trust, everything revolves around Satya Sai, Satya Sai, Satya Sai. So whether I knowingly or otherwise, I'm always connected. That's why I feel very highly blessed that Swami kept me along with him all the time. Even now, he continues to keep me with him. And it's a great blessing, I feel. But all this training or anything, this falls into perspective when I look back and say how he interacted, and each time when he talked about some things. And it's very simple. God is simple. Unfortunately, we complicate him. He's very simple. We go and complicate with a lot of literature, a lot of jargon, a lot of things we bring in. But, believe me, God is very simple. That is what I have learned at the lotus feet. It's not complicated. It's complicated, or we are the complicated guys. So we create complications with him. Otherwise, it's very simple, down to earth. So much so, I would tell you, I will recall one small experience, or what you call, and interact with him. We were children, we were some students, we were sitting there. Swami was talking about desirelessness, and you should not seek anything from God. You should not. So Swami would say that, don't ask, oh mind, don't ask. Adagake manasa, adagana adagantevu. So you would say that, if you ask, you will go down. Don't ask anything. Seeking mind, oh mind, never seek, because that it creates a burden on yourself, and you will go down. So Swami was speaking about that. So then after a while, Swami said, any questions? So I raised my hand. He said, you always have something up. So very smiling, they said, what is it? I said, Swami, all the while you are saying, oh mind, if you ask, you will go. That's what you're telling. Mind should not be free of all these desires, and do not ask, do not seek like that. So, but at one poem, in one of his speeches, he had said, whatever you sought, whatever you're seeking, till it is delivered, you don't go back, don't turn back. That is what he said in one speech. So I had a habit of writing Swami speeches while he's speaking. So I just raised that poem. I said, Swami, as I heard Swami saying, whatever, adiginadado adagane adigitivi, adiginadu idugaka povakundu, korinadedo korini koritivi, kore neravechudaka vidavakundu. Like that, Swami says, you have gone and asked him something, and till he gives you, don't ever let him go. Just hold on to him, stick on to him. He either out of frustration he should give you, or out of frustration you should give up. But you should fall off, but never give up. That is what Porubadaka Tanaina Yovalno, Vadalu Marchi Nivaina Adagavalana is what Swami would say in the poem. Means out of sort of frustration, he should say, let me get rid of this guy, so he should grant you. Or you should forget yourself that you're asking so much that you should be lost and keep seeking. So that is what he said. So I sought this question up. I brought up and said, Swami, now you're saying, don't ask. If you ask, you will go down. But there you said, seek and keep seeking till you're. So there is one more gentleman. He said a brilliant question, Swami, like that. I had so very nice question. Swami said, no, this is smart. Like that, Swami joked. He said, then he beautifully explained when he said, see, the contextually you mix up things and you should learn. That's how you see that training happens very subtly. He said, it's a context and you must understand what I was talking. You a young boys, you pick up something which you heard very selectively, come and apply, and then you say, when I said seek and never give up, it is for God I was telling you. When you seek God, never turn back. When you seek God, you forget yourself and seek Him. Till He gives Himself to you, never turn back. He says a devotee should never turn back. Vadalu marichi neevaina adagavalanu, porubadaka tanaina ivavalanu. Venudiruguta bhaktuniki. It is not befitting a devotee when to turn back till he has received. So he was saying it is about God I am referring to. It's about seeking the divine, seeking your inner self. I was saying that when you are on that path, you should be that way. You can't be very casual about seeking God. You can't be casual about your efforts. You have to be fully 100% committed, and you should seek so that till it is granted to you, till that divine knowledge, divine is granted to you, you should keep seeking. When I am saying today, I was talking differently. I was saying you seek all the material objects. You come to God, people go and trade with Him. You do this for me, I'll do for you this. So he was saying, you don't do this trade. If you do that, you will fall into abysmal low ebbs. So contextually we mix up and we say, but mind plays this trick. Mind brings up these things across, and then he presents like that. So this is a beautiful. Swami's teachings need to be, understood in a very, very, very rightly, because our mind brings up, like how our today, if you Google anything, everything else which is not connected also comes there. So mind also brings everything and anything across and puts you and keeps you into confusion. That's why I said in the beginning, God is very simple. We complicate it. We bring so many things. We bring logic. We bring nothing works except love with Swami. All the logic, all the whatever your pedigrees, you call yourself anything, and you did that, you studied that, you so mastered Veda, you mastered Upanishad, you mastered Bhagavad Gita. All that is only just exercise of the mind. But God is beyond mind. Aditya Varnam Tamasat Parasad Vedanarayanan tell us all the time he is beyond that mind. So Swami has said, in fact, recently on May 6th, there was a beautiful video on Swami's discourse. Swami is so beautifully saying, you're doing meditation, you're doing that, you're praying, you're doing yajna, yaga, all that. But what is the use if you do not start looking at your journey inside? Everything you're seeing, whatever you're seeing is an external, but you need to do the journey inside. Unless you go, and it is, and whom are you, what are you going to make this journey for? And whom are you going to meet when you make this journey? Yourself is what Swami says. When you make this journey to meet your own self, this is a unique journey. And all of us have to embark on that. That is why Swami has taken avatarhood to teach us. I am God, you're also God. Only thing is, I know it and you do not know it. I have come to teach you. So we have to embark on that internal journey. So that's how Swami taught all of us. You know, there are beautiful, unique ways of, when Swami was talking about, karma theory. Everything is connected to karma. You are bound by karma. So almost, Swami was talking. We are 10, 15 of us, and on Bhagavad Gita, all that. Then when he said, any one of you have any questions? So somebody asked some question, but I had a question. So I raised my hand. Swami looked at me very, kind of. This guy comes up with a mischievous smile Swami had. He said he's coming up with something. Actually, it's not that I was posing intelligent questions, but I used to ask him very genuinely, very, very sincerely, whatever comes to my mind, that point in time, I would seek. And if he permitted me. So I said, Swami, if everything as per karma, then where is the place for God in our lives? Everything is predestined, everything is karma, everything is happening as per karmic theory. Then why do we need God? If I have to become a billionaire, I become because my karma enables me. If I become, if I face with a sort of dishonor, that's my karma that comes with it. I become a penniless, that's my karma. So, or I'm doing well, I'm in a company of very good people, that's my karma. So if everything is driven by karma, then where is the place for God? So then he looked and smiled, he said, oh, you have come up with something again. So it's just that we keep, it's most of the time we make that mistake that, we are very outsmarted, and we create our own logics. That's a biggest problem in spirituality we face is in a spiritual path that, we tend to use our mind more than our heart. And when you use your mind, it creates, because we are getting informations, we are, we need to be logical, we need to be all that, we think like that because we have been sort of tuned into that kind of thing. There should be logic, there should be analytical, there should be a proper structure, flow, all that we think, but it is not so. Why earth is round, nobody can explain. Why it's not flat, there's no logic. God's creation is like that. Why all the leaves are green? If it could have been blue, it could have been no. There is some divine logic which we cannot question. Why some plants grow taller ones? Why amongst human beings? How many of us, we grow different colors, different languages, different tradition, different, everything different. Why? Oh, hey, that's the creation. The variety in creation is something which all of us should enjoy. But we tend to ask questions and take. So we make that kind of a comparison. That's why we lose most of the time our peace. The comparison steals our, comparing something, comparing knowledge, comparing with person, comparing with their what they have. All various things we bring in, logics we bring in, which we are not really fully aware, and then we get confused and we think we don't have an answer. But when I asked Swami, I said, if it's all karma, then where is the place for God? He said, There's nothing else except grace. You need God in this world. Karma is a karma theory is one thing. Then he asked some of us. We were in a degree graduate student. So he said, "Okay, what is the gravity? The gravity." So some all said, "Swami, Earth has gravity. Whatever goes down, it comes. Whatever goes up, comes down. The principles of gravity." Then Swami said, "How is that aeroplane is flying? How is that aeroplane is flying?" Then they said, "Swami, law of aerodynamics." He said, "Okay, law of aerodynamics. That means law of aerodynamics has the capacity to overcome the law of gravity." Yes. He said, "Yes." We all said, "Yes, Swami, yes." So law of gravity can be overcome by law of aerodynamics. That's how aeroplane flies against the gravity. So that is how he explained. The law of karma is always bound, but the law of grace is like aerodynamics. Law of grace takes you across. So if law of karma is pulling you and holding you back, but there is a God's grace, that is a law of like aerodynamics, law of grace, which takes you across these karmic effects and about your karmic bondages and lands you somewhere else where you decide you want to be. So he said, use that. That's why you need God. So maybe in whatever reason we would have asked, I had this opportunity a couple of times to seek and ask him, but this is how he taught all of us so beautifully, so clearly, that why we need God in our lives. In fact, once it's a very dear to me one where one-on-one Swami was sitting in Vrindavan, old Vrindavan, outside on the terrace. He was alone in the evening. He was sitting there and had been to the dining hall side. Then he just looked at me and I stood there because he was looking on that side. So we saw each other. Then I stood because he was alone and maybe just did not want to go there to disturb. So I stood in a distance, maybe it's 20-25 feet. The corridor was there. He was seeing. So then he just ushered me. He said, "Come in." He just called me and I went there. And there were a few chairs. If by chance he would like to have some elders there, maybe there were not 2 chairs. He said, "Ask me to sit on the chair." I said, "No, I'll sit at your feet." So I went and sat at his feet. Then it's an open sky. It's in the balcony. A lot of breeze was there, and it was very nice, beautiful moments with Swami. We had with Swami and myself, and I was just pressing his feet. Then he said, "Why don't you ask something?" I said, "Swami, I have nothing." I was just silently sitting there, enjoying that beautiful moment. He said, "Ask something." I said, I kept quiet because I had nothing to ask. I'm with him at his feet, and it's a beautiful evening, and it's an open sky, and Swami is alone sitting there. So I don't want to spoil it by talking. I just want to silently sit and enjoy that beautiful moment. So I was just saying, not that when Swami is asking me to speak, I will speak up, but nothing coming into my mind because it's so happy that heart is full. So there's nothing to ask for more than that. So he said again, ask me. So 3 times he asked to ask me a question, asked me to ask a question. So I said, I said, okay, then since Swami said thrice, I said, I must ask now. I said, "Swami, how do we know that we have your grace? You tell your grace, you have my grace, but it's nothing I can carry with me. I don't know. How do I know? How do we know that we have your grace? How do we know we have your grace?" Then he looked at me and just patted on my head like that, very lovingly. He said, "When you have a lot of money, you have my grace. I was looking at him, with a still gaze, and he said, "You have big positions. You have my grace. You have a lot of cars and possessions. You have my grace. You have huge bungalows. You have my grace." Like that is telling me, and I was just fixed my gaze and watching. Then he said, "None of them will ever make you feel that you have my grace. These are not signs of my grace." Then he said, "My grace is, if you want to know when gracing, without any stimuli, without any sort of trigger, my thoughts are automatically coming into you wherever you are. Maybe you're in the airport, you're traveling, you're in the aircraft, you're in the boardroom, you're in the kitchen, you're in the bathroom, you're in the dining, you're wherever you are. Without any reason, if my thoughts are entering you and coming, know that that is the time I am decided to grace you. Automatically, whenever, without any trigger. See, we happens to see Swami's picture, we say, we immediately just fold our hands if we see somewhere. So that becomes a sort of a trigger. We come across Sai Center, we are driving, we come across, we'll turn that side and say, Namaskar, we do Namaskar. So not like that, without any, there is no reason, but just Swami's thoughts are coming into you. Swami's, the beautiful moments are filling your heart, and they keep happening to you. Swami says, that time when I started visiting you, that is my grace. When you're in thought of God and the thoughts fills you up automatically all the time, that is the time I am decided to grace you, nothing else. Brothers and sisters, what more assurance or what more beautiful teaching we need? Only when we are filled with the Swami's thoughts and God's thoughts and divine thoughts only, that is a sign of grace of God, not anything else, not anything else. So these are all beautiful experiences or beautiful moments with Swami we had. And I'm sure all of you, many people who had, many of you had interaction. I think Vedanarayanan is going to speak. There, of course, Vedanarayanan, we are all together right from college days. Of course, he was very much senior to us, but we had a lot of things which we have shared along with, together in Swami's presence. And Swami is very unique in the sense that we have got someone unparalleled in the human history. Why I say is, yes, every God advent is, it's a divine advent is, but divine advent is equal. Divine advent is it's full of divinity. They come with great messages, yes. But Swami in his lifetime, he gathered all of us around, and he sort of traveled, made us travel with him, and he also traveled with all of us. It's a very unique thing with Swami, having Swami in our lives. It's a very unique thing, because he will never only teach spirituality or a spiritual practice and then be done with it. If you go to him for bless him for you're going for an interview, you need a job, he'll say, okay, he'll bless you and he will also help you like that. There are times when people go and say, I bought a car and give, he blesses them, and sometimes he touches the keys. He'll ask which model you bought, what car you purchased. And we say, any hatchback we purchased. He said, you have a family, why don't you have a boot? Imagine he'll encourage you like it's a loving father. If somebody went there and said, I bought a house, he'll be very happy. And he says, how many bedrooms? He'll ask, he say 2 bedroom. He says, no, you're going to get children, so you have 3 bedroom, your parents will come. Yeah. So he always encouraged all of us for everything. So it's not, there is no life separate from our daily life. There's no spiritual life. There is no, because we have only one mind. There's only one mind. There's nothing like, spiritual mind or, work mind or, It's a house mind. It's not like it's a single mind. Wherever we go, we are carrying that. So all impressions from wherever it has its impact on it. So we can't say, okay, I'm away from Prashanti only when I come to Prashanti, or I go to only center, I will concentrate, or I'll do the things which are required by what Swami told, or I'll do some bhajan. No, it won't work that way. We have to spiritualize our life. There's no spiritual life separate from our life. There's no spirituality apart from, there's no slot for spirituality in our life. Spirituality becomes our life. It is throughout. It should reflect in every aspect of life, every minute of our life, in the sense that we should be spiritual in everything what we are doing. But Swami is very nicely has given us that you can continue to do whatever work, your earthly work, you have to go for your jobs. Swami has performed marriages. Swami has given names to children. Their children, when they come, then he gives annaprasana. He does, even he used to do, in India, there is a tradition after 11 months, they do tonsuring. They shave the head of the hair, and then even that he would take some scissors. I've seen Swami doing that. Some children are brought in the the darshan line. They have scissors next to them, holding it. Swami takes and just puts cut the hair a bit, just as a token of that starting that beautiful tradition. So he is a part of our life. He became part of our life. But he infused spirituality into our lives. That is the uniqueness of that. It is not just teaching and say some spiritual practices are taught and you have to renounce the world or you have to know. Because in current ages, it's not possible that we can renounce and do things unless you spiritualize yourself. Because the effects of all the world around is so much that we see a lot of people who call themselves taken into spirituality. I'm not saying, I'm not generalizing, but many times they are not able to stick to that particular tradition, particular order. So it so happens it's better. So he has inspired millions of people to walk this path. That's how we have 1 million volunteers today. They're all not anybody who has given away their lives. They are doing. Many people who are bureaucrats, many people are businessmen, many people are doing business. There are people who are employed, people are self-employed, people are, every sort of people are part of that. 1 million volunteers who are there, who come here into Prashant Nilayam to do service. Do you know every year, 100,000 volunteers come and serve and keep going. What you see what we see here, the turnaround, throughout the 12 months, the number of ladies and gents sevadal is almost nearly 80,000 to 100,000. That is the kind of number of people who come and do service in Sai organization or Satsang Central Trust in Prashant Nilayam. Basically, in Prashant Nilayam, so many people come and do service. So, from all walks of life, I've seen people, even politicians come, politicians, family members, they do come. Business people come. Everybody comes and participates in service. So he has inspired people to join this from all walks of life. So God has no limitation. God has no particular way of reaching to him alone. There's no particular way. This is the only way you can see God. So so he has sort of given us the freedom to be to continue with our regular routine life, but spiritualize it. That's how he has inspired millions across the globe. So this is a very unique avatar, unique presence of God, where he has reached out to the people in Swami's devotee line. There is people who are very intellectual, people who are completely, when we go into villages for service, people, they have no idea about the world outside. That kind of people also there, but they're committed to Swami. In fact, I must tell you, if any time in Andhra Pradesh, in Srikakulam district, we have a tribal belt, what's called Paderu. There, nearly 500 water plants they have put for themselves. just only Sai devotees, 500 water plants. And it's a beautiful system. Some devotees, they go and seek some little help, financial help in the sense to give pipeline. And so they say they have that traditional knowledge where there is a clean water. They go and tap the water from those higher mountains, and they put wherever their habitations are there, they will put a pipe from those clean water sources, and a small cistern like tank is built near the village. The taps are provided. The villages get. Otherwise, they used to go and get water where they are not so clean. Some places contaminated. They used to get fevers, dengue fever, malaria, and things like that. Now, I understand nearly 500 habitations have been done only by Sai devotees. The young people who are doing this kind of a work, unique work, and never it happened anywhere. It's a very, I feel it's something very uniquely done by only Sai organization and Sai devotees. So, how Swami inspiring people all over the world is today, it's something which we all need to feel. Sri Satya Sai Global Council, of course, now doing so very well, and we had 780 centers when we started and launched Global Council, Satya Sai Global Council, and 2021 Guru Purnima. Today we have over 1400 centers. So 782 last 1.5 years, we have grown into 1400 centers across the globe. So Swami, in his own unique way, is reaching out to people, and it's a very, very fulfilling for all of us that, it's the right steps we have taken in the right direction at the right time, where we all urged everybody across to connect to Prashanti Nilayam, to connect to Swami. Swami should be the focus, and we are very clear in Satya Sai Central Trust also. I keep telling our people, every activity in Prashanti, in every unit should be centered around Swami. You are in a hospital, so always think, we are serving Swami, we are treating Swami. Every patient is Swami. Swami is presenting himself through that patient. So that focus, even in our canteens, accommodation office, even in some donations office, on media center, the focus is only on Swami and Swami's teachings, not anything else. That is how even Satya Sai organization in India, we are saying back to basics, and it's very easy to lose our way, creating so many things which are not mandated by Swami. So we are saying just focus on Swami's teachings and what Swami told, how organization should function. So today, the organization is growing so well. And when I say growing, it's not, Swami is allowing, Swami is bringing so many new people. And you'll be happy to know that the number of people visiting Puttaparthi has gone up, and more than when Swami was physically around. So the number of people who visit Prashanti is increased. The numbers have increased. So it's something Swami is doing which we only need to just see. It is unfolding, the Sai mission unfolding. 100th birthday, I saw messages about Swami's centenary celebrations, and it's coming up. Yes, 100th birthday is coming up, and 2025 we are having a very grand plan from this Guru Purnima. After all of you come for Central Leaders Conference, and a lot of Partiyatras are there from different zones. So that time, from then to birthday time, we would like to have entire plan rolled out, and all the committees, all the participants, how do we go about it. We are planning a year-long festivity and celebrations of centenary celebrations. Of course, some small things like we have Premataru, where we have committed to plant 10 million trees and offer it to Swami on centenary celebrations. So that, now today environment is an issue, and global warming is an issue. So we thought we use this opportunity, and we should use the great force in Sai organizations to sort of, it is a self-help sort of thing. So we are going to do that, and we're also planning to have a Narayan Seva where we reach out to, on a daily basis, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people to be fed on a daily basis. That's going to be, that's also we are planning and some moving on that. And we have asked also Satsang Global Council leaders also to come up with any programs, any work. In fact, we are also planning various activities which will culminate into, apart from whatever I've just mentioned, so there's still that is in a planning stage. Once I think they get crystallized, a couple of 2-3 projects, then we will share with you. I think by Guru Purnima, we should be able to do that. So it's it has been a very, very satisfying journey. It has been a very beautiful journey. So take good care of all of yourselves, and we are looking forward for Guru Purnima Central Leaders Conference, and I think Zone 1 is coming. A lot of people are coming from Zone 1. We have Zone 8 and Zone 9. Parthi pilgrimages have been registered. I think I understand Zone 9, over 1,000 people, 1,200 have registered Parthi. And I understand from Zone 8 also nearly around 600 have coming. So every day we are having a problem with accommodation now, how to adjust this. So that is a little more mundane works are there. So how do we create more accommodation, more ease of canteens, and those things are being planned. But it's this spiritual journey. I think, let us hold on to Swami's feet and be in it. Just be part of it. Sometimes, it's not that everybody drives the vehicle, but who are sitting also will reach the place. So there's only one driver will be there. So let Swami drive us and just get into that vehicle, get into that, So be with him, and we will reach our destination. And don't lose that opportunity and drop off anywhere. Just be part of it. Sometimes things look not that, we may not understand what's happening, or sometimes it may not happen to our liking. But just hold on, because you have come here only for one reason. I tell myself why I do come here. I come for Swami. I have no other reason. So that makes any other things, anybody said something about me, anybody talked about anything negative about me, it doesn't matter to me, because here in Satsang mission, I have nothing else except I have come for Swami, not for anybody else. And I want everybody also to feel that way. Nobody should come for nobody else. Come for Swami. Then you will see so much of love blossoms. And in fact, that is how Swami, in fact, taught all of us also. Taught all of us. And people criticize, people say something which, when they don't understand something, they may say, or they don't have a perspective of a particular thing, they may say something. So it doesn't really change the realities. Many people do talk to me about how do you handle a lot of people criticize. I said, no, it is, I don't need to worry about it, because I remember once the same similar thing happened when I shared, but I would like to share quickly this one, because it helps each one of us to, because there was a small article in a newspaper about my involvement with some theft in Prashantinilayam. So when Swami was physically there, and I was a bit upset, but more worried that maybe what do I tell Swami that such a thing has come in a newspaper, that in an English newspaper. So I said, let me, evening I went to see him. I was a bit worried what's going to happen, and how I'll be asked, or shall I be asked to explain why it has come like that. But nothing happened in the evening. I was just standing there, and Swami, after a while, everybody, after dinner, I think the elders left. Then he asked me, is there anything today happened? I said, nothing happened. He said, something in the newspaper has come, it seems. I said, yes, Swami. And I knelt before him. I said, I was very upset that such a thing had come. I said, Swami, please forgive me for this. And I don't know why it has come, and I have no idea what has happened also. Then I said, don't worry, today's newspaper is tomorrow's waste paper, they write something. So he just brushed it aside. But after 2 days also, I could not get over it. I could not digest that a petty theft was, linked to me in the sense they said somebody connected to me or I got it, then something very, I don't remember exactly, something like that. So then 2 days I could not digest. I used to be very little morose and I was a bit serious. So after 2 days again, Swami said, why are you putting such a long face? What happened? And then I said, nothing happened. Then he said, still you're having that same thing about what happened. I said, yes, Swami, this is what he said. Then he said beautifully, that's how we actually today we miss Swami only for that loving pat, that encouragement, that positive infusion of energy into you. That's what I personally miss it sometime whenever there are some tough days. That day when I said, Swami, I am a little upset, yes, that I am not able to get over something like that. He said, see, don't worry about what people say. For example, there is a sugar in a container. Somebody writes that is a hot chili powder and they write a label called hot chili powder and sticks on a sugar container which is having sugar inside. Will the sweetness go down because somebody labeled it a chili powder? No. Sugar will remain sweet. Just because somebody labeled it, it won't change its sweetness. Swami said, somebody labeled you, doesn't what? You be what you are. You be sincere, you be truthful to yourself. So it's a great lesson. So whenever somebody posted some nasty thing about me, so I first of all, I'm not on any social media networks, but somebody sends me, people have maybe out of concern, so when I see, it doesn't make any difference to me because it is their problem. It is not our problem. It's unfortunately they're spending time on a negativity and they are losing out on that. So instead of that, they should focus on Swami, focus on more better things in life. So that clarity God has given me, Baba has given me, and he trained me for that. So that's how he taught. Each one of us should go through that, and don't worry about what others are. What, yeah, if there is any working workplace, when there's something has been told you, we always should be able to correct it, or always should be able to weigh what are the pros and cons. These are all the things required in a normal daily routine life. But somebody keeps saying something. Maybe we are human beings. We are not infallible. We can make mistakes. So it's always to bounce your thoughts with somebody or ask somebody. Somebody points out, don't worry. For sake of it, the people nastily, they keep saying something. Don't worry about that. But there are genuine people, if they say something, many times somebody comes here and says, sir, this is what we would like to, or they give suggestions. If they are good, we don't say, who are you to suggest? We do take it. There's no problem. In fact, I have given freedom in Satsang Central Trust. If I had given some kind of office order or something, if they come and tell me, if I had asked something to get done in a particular way and they say, sir, this is what it is, I don't mind changing my stance. It's not that there's no ego involved in it, that I say something, it should be done. No. So in all our lives, we should go like that way. I think Balu, Akshay and all of you have exceeded too much of my time limit, and now bhajans also have started. I can hear bhajans. It's past 9. So thank you very much. Thank you for all the brothers, dear brothers and sisters of Tustin Center. Have a great evening, and may Swami continue to bless each one of you, your families, your children, and keep visiting your Sai centers, keep visiting Prashanti Nilayam. And may Swami bring you back again and again to this place, this beautiful mode of peace, where we can get recharged all the time. And thank you very much for all your time and love and affection. Sai Ram.
लक्ष्मीं क्षीरसमुद्रराजतनयां श्रीरङ्गदामेश्वरीं राजीभूतसमस्तदेववनितां लोकैकदीपां पुरां श्रीमन्मन्दकटाक्षलब्धविभव ब्रह्मेन्द्रगङ्गाधरां त्वां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियां कृष्णलक्ष्मीं
वीणावादिनी सरस्वती माता जगत्पालिनी लक्ष्मी माता
महालक्ष्मी च विद्महे विष्णुपत्नी च धीमहि तन्नो लक्ष्मी प्रचोदयात्
अम्बा भवानी गौरी माता साई माता जगज्जननी माहे
मूकं करोति वाचालं पंखुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपा तम अहं वन्दे परमानंद सायिनम्. My most humble and prayerful salutations at the divine lotus feet of my mother Sai, all the respected office bearers and dear sisters and brothers. Om Sri Sai Ram. It has been a wonderful evening. After hearing Brother Rathnakar directly from Prashanti Nilayam, Swami has really blessed us. The avatarhood of Bhagavan. How fortunate are we? Nasti nasti mahabhaga kalikala samam yugam smaranad kirtanadeva gacchami paramam gatim. We are indeed fortunate to be born in this age of Kali. This is the golden age because by merely listening to the glories of the Lord, by chanting the name of the Lord, we can attain salvation. And how fortunate are we to be the contemporaries of the avatar. Not only that, to become the part and parcel of his mission. You can be part of any society or any group, but to be part of a mission chosen by Bhagavan, he has chosen each one of us. Otherwise, it is impossible for anybody to be part and parcel of his mission. Many of us think that just because God has taken a human form, he is just like any one of us. As Bhagavan has pointed out in Bhagavad Gita, avajananti mam muthaha manushim tanum asritam param bhavam ajananto mai bhuta maheshwaram. Many people think that, foolish one thinks that, just because I have a human body like anybody else, that I am also one like them. They don't realize the fact that I am the Lord of all. When Lord Krishna came down, when Lord Rama came down, it was the same problem. Is it not? Many of them, now people had the problem that how can we worship a living person? That was the question. Why not? Were they not living? Whenever the avatar comes down, they have their own beautiful mission. They have their own unique way of doing things. Do not get carried away. It is a unique opportunity which has come in our way. Swami always say, A, B, C. Always be careful. Always be careful. Always be watchful. Watch. Bhagavan always says watch. W-A-T-C-H. Watch your words. W stands for watch your words. Second, A stands for watch your actions. Watch your character. Watch your thoughts. And watch your heart. In fact, the entire message of Bhagavan can be contained in this 5 letters. The entire avatarhood, whatever Bhagavan has taught us, we can bring it down into this watch. Always be watchful. First, start for the words. Watch your words. Bhagavan says, be very, very careful what you talk. If you hurt someone with your words, it can never be healed. Even with a weapon, if there is a wound, it can be healed, but not with the words. In fact, Bhagavan goes on to say that there are 4 sins the tongue usually commit. First is too much talk. Swami doesn't like too much talk. Swami always used to say, keep silence. The more and more you keep silence, so much of energy will be saved. So, too much talk. Second thing is talking falsehood. Bhagavan never liked that. Third one, criticism. Fourth one, talking behind someone. When they are absent, all their, we will be in a negative way, we will be talking about them. These are the 4 sins committed by the tongue. And Bhagavan says, what is the actual role of tongue? It is said, Bhagavan has said in Bhagavad Gita again, Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam priti hitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate, Bhagavan says. Anudvekakaram vakyam. Words that should not cause an excitement in people. You have heard of Hitler moving the masses in a negative way by only speech. We have also seen Bhagavan out of love moving masses by his divine words. So, we should not use such words which cause unnecessary negative excitement in people. Satyam, truthful. Preeti, it should be pleasant. Hitam chayat, that should be also beneficial. Satyam, preeti, hitam chayat, swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. Swadhyaya abhyasanam, learning of the Vedas. Swadhyaya. These are called the penance of tongue. I am just reminded of one beautiful instance when I talked about Preeti hitam chayad. Word should be pleasant, it should be truthful, also it should be beneficial. It was in Vrindavan. You would have heard about one of the great devotees of Bhagavan, Ra Ganapati, who has written a book in Tamil about Swami, one of the fantastic book it is. So he happened to come to Vrindavan and he was meeting Mr. V.K. Narasimhan, who was then the Sanatana Sarathi chief editor. So he has gone to his room, he met him. And evening when he was coming for darshan, he brought him also along with him to inside Swami's mandir. Say, many of the devotees, those days there is to be a huge tree, which are called Sairam shed, under which Bhagavan used to give darshan. And all the other devotees used to be there. Few of the devotees had the good fortune of gathering, like some of the administrators, some of the teachers and students, they had the good fortune to be inside Swami's mandir when Bhagavan, before going for darshan, Swami used to meet us there. So, anyone to come there, unless Swami's permission is there, usually they cannot come there. But Mr. M.K. Narasimhan brought him there because he thought that he is also a great devotee of Bhagavan. He has written books on Swami, so naturally, Swami won't mind him getting over there. Actually there is a veranda in which all the guests will be seated, and there is also inside room which we used to call safe room, not because of the safety of it. There is to be a huge safe in that room, so it is called the safe room. So we all used to wait there, and Swami used to have some private conversations there before going for darshan. Swami used to come and sit down there, and we boys used to gather around Swami and we used to press Swami's feet. So Professor Kasturi also was sitting there, and naturally V.K. Narasimhan also came inside. So Swami looked at him and asked, "Who asked you to bring Raganapati inside?" So he didn't have. That is why all you are all newspaper editors link. They are all. You are also a writer. He is also a writer. So friendship. So Swami was teasing him. So then Kasturi Garu, he was also sitting and pressing Swami's feet. Swami looked at Kasturi and told him, "You are also." So Swami was, it appeared as if Swami was upset about it. So those who do not know Telugu, say Ra Ganapati is for letter R, we call it as Ra. Like Na Kasturi means it is N Kasturi, we say Na Kasturi. So also in Tamil, Ra Ganapati refers to R Ganapati. But in Telugu, Ra means come. So Kasturi, when Swami looked at Kasturi and said, "You also like that," then Kasturi said, "Swami, he only mentioned his name, Ra Ganapati, so ventane vachesharu Swami." That is means what? Ra in Telugu means come. Come Ganapati, he called him, so he thought that he really wanted to come along. So he also followed Swami, that is all he said. And Swami burst into laughter after hearing that humor, instantaneous humor, and because when you have devotion, humor automatically comes. That is what Kasturi. So, words which are, it is truth, it is pleasant, and also it was beneficial to save the situation. Otherwise, poor V.K. Narasimhan was a little bit receiving side from Bhagavan. So, Satyam Preeti Hitam Chayat Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva, which Swami has given us the duty. Instead of wasting our time, learn Vedas. Is it not? Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. So, watch your words. Very, very important. Next, A. Watch your actions. What actions you do, be very, very careful about the action that which you do. Whatever you do, do with love, Bhagavan says. What is dharma? Whatever action you do with love, that is what is real dharma. So, many people have their own idea of dharma. Swami says, but the love is the key thing. In Swami's own life, there was a situation. There's a beautiful song sung by some poet. प्रबल प्रेम के पाड़े पढ़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देखा, अपना मान ठरे ठर जाए, भक्त का मान न चलते देखा. Even his own honor goes. He will make sure that his devotees' honor is upheld. I am sure you are all familiar with this story, but still I want to recollect here. Bhagavan, as a small boy, he had two great friends, Ramesh and Suresh. They used to be such thick friends that all the time, they used to love Swami so much. They used to sit in the same desk and bench where Swami used to sit. That was the attachment they had for Swami all the time. For Swami means life for them. So, it so happened that In the 8th class, when Bhagavan was studying, the final exams were first time announced for the 8th class. And for that final examination, they have to go to Penukonda, a separate school. That was the center for the examination. They had to go and write the examination there. These two children were so scared because they don't know anything. They were so scared that also all the time they used to be with Raju. Now what is going to happen to them? They had to go to the different place. There also you cannot sit closer, so they'll be in different places. So what is going to happen? So they came and held on to Swami's hand and said, Raju, we don't know anything. We are so scared, Raju. Please do something. Bhagavan, as usual, so loving Lord, he always says, why fear when I am here? The same thing. Bhayapadodu. Don't worry, I am there for you. And Swami said, do wherever the seating arrangements, wherever you are, do as I say. So what Bhagavan said, when you get the question paper, don't write anything. Don't write anything. You simply sit without writing anything. Rest, I will take care of it. Just imagine the faith of those boys. If by chance we were Swami's friends and if Swami would have told us, do you think that we would have possibly done it? I don't think so. No, Raju, you think of, imagine just sitting the entire examination without writing anything. But you know what Swami did? Swami, within half an hour, he finished his answering the paper. He took an additional sheet. In Ramesh handwriting, Swami made another answer sheet. And in Suresh's handwriting, Swami made another answer sheet. And when the final bell rang, Swami also instructed them, don't submit your paper, you quietly leave the hall. Rest I will take care of it. And Bhagavan, in that hurry, when the teacher was collecting the papers, Swami quietly inserted all the 3 papers together and he left the hall. And when the final exam results came, only 3 of them got first class. And they were all stunned because they knew that they sit together in the classroom in the school. But here, all 3 were separated. But how could they get first class? Because once you have surrendered completely, Bhagavan takes care of it. In fact, Swami himself narrated this story and one of the elders asked Swami, Swami, don't you think that what you have done is absolutely wrong? You have set a bad example for generation. You know what Swami answered? I don't care, Bhagavan said. Ananyaschindayam tomam ye janaha paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. That is a promise he has given. Whomsoever it is, who constantly remembers me and surrenders to me, I will take care of their welfare. So, even if it is a bad name for me, I will not allow my devotees to lose their respect. That is what Bhagavan is. He doesn't care for his own name or fame or nothing. Even people criticize me. No, I will make sure that my devotees' honor should not go. Prabal prema ke. What is that? That is the love. That is the strength of love. Prabhu ko niyam badalate. Even the God changes his own rules and regulations. So what is dharma? For him to protect his devotees is his dharma. How can you call it as a wrong example? He will do it, irrespective of whatever it is. Is he not the Lord who carried the slippers of Draupadi to save her? Because Bhishma has taken the oath that tomorrow I am going to kill definitely the Pandavas. And Krishna plans out very well because Bhishma takes an oath that is final. And so she goes and cries to Lord Krishna, Lord, what am I supposed to do? He says, do as I say. And of course, those days, enmity, everything vanishes. The moment sunset is there, over, all the war, everything stops. Everybody, even enemies, everybody come together. They'll take the horses to the same river. They will wash the horses. All these things happens. So, even you can walk up to the enemy's tent also. But Bhishma, after taking this oath, he was feeling so bad. How can I take an oath like this? Pandavas are so dear to me. But because of the compulsion of this Kaurava army, I have taken a decision like this. And he is pacing up and down in his tent. And through the light which is lit in that, in the shadow of Bhishma moving this way and that way is seen. So Lord Krishna takes Draupadi quietly and now he says, remove your slippers. Why? Because the princess those days, they used to wear, the Swami used to say, thick slippers, it makes lot of noise. So she removes that. Then he says, when he is going when is away from you, go from behind and fall at his feet. Rest I'll take care. So when he was moving, that is, his back was facing Draupadi. Draupadi quietly entered the tent, ran and fell at his feet. Bhishma could not recognize who it was immediately because it is the custom that any lady falls at the feet, first he will say, Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. Means what? May your Mangalyam live long. Means what? The Mangalyam is that which is tied by the husband. That is an indirect, because when the husband is not there, you cannot have the Mangalyam. May your Mangalyam Dirgha Sumangali Bhava, he blesses her. And then Draupadi gets up and says, Lord, indeed I have come for that. Why? Because Bhishma has taken an oath that tomorrow he is going to kill all the Pandavas. And here he blesses saying that Dirgha Sumangali Bhava. Then that means what? He cannot kill the Pandavas anymore. He says, Draupadi, whose idea it is? You could have not thought of this. Then the Lord quietly enters. And he is in his uttariya, the upper cloth, he is holding something in his hand covered. Lord, I know that only you can plan such things. But you have brought something for me. What is that? In fact, this is not for you. These are the slippers of Draupadi. These are the slippers of Draupadi. Look at the Lord. Look at the compassion of the Lord. What he will not do. What he will not do for his devotees. Once it so happened that few of us were working upstairs in Swami's room. And the mandir, old Prashantinilaya mandir, every year there will be cleaning will be there. Swami is to call few of us. So, but Swami is very, very particular that children should be fed with something all the time. That is the mother's love. Swami says, you boys, once what had happened, Swami went and searched something, you children, nothing is there to eat. And I think some devotees from here have sent some, that almond sweets, sugar-coated almond. So, Swami got a handful of that and he said, only this is there. So, of course, anything what you get from Swami is, so we all dusted our hand and no, you have to go wash your hands, no need. Swami said, all of you open your mouth. And the loving Lord literally fed us in each one of us. So that is the love of Bhagavan. He is ready to do. Once what had happened was we were all eating and that day tiffin Swami has brought and served for, Swami himself serves. To certain extent that he will, the care what he takes is, each dosha he takes the chutney, the side dish, he spread nicely over that fold it into 4, and he gives to each one of us. That is the loving mother Bhagavan is. And when it so happened that another day we were all sitting and eating like this, Swami suddenly said, oh, you don't have water to drink. Okay, Swami goes inside, he takes a jug full of water and he is bringing for us. We are all happily sitting and eating. Swami kept that jug for some time and he's watching each one of us and say, you fellows are making me work. Not even one of you have the guts to come and take the jug from my hand. That is what the Maya is. See, we forget that it is the Lord who is. He will go to any extent to serve his devotees. Though we don't claim ourselves as any devotee. So, प्रबल प्रेम के पाड़े पढ़कर प्रभु को नियम बदलते देगा. Even at the extent of losing his own respect, Bhagavan sees to it that he takes care of his devotees. Watch your actions. So, anything which is done with love, that is the real dharma. Then third one, T. What is the T? Watch your thoughts. Watch your thoughts. Swami, we used to say, Swami, we get lot of bad thoughts, Swami. What to do? Swami says, don't worry. Don't worry. As long as they are thoughts, they are like passing clouds. Have you ever seen a passing cloud being steady? No, it will pass away. There is nothing wrong when you get bad thoughts. Can you imagine Swami saying this? There is nothing wrong when you get bad thoughts. But when it becomes wrong, when you decide to follow that thought, when you put that thought into action, there comes the problem. As long as it's a bad thought, it will come and go. It will come and go. Why bad thoughts comes to you, Bhagavan said? Because of the type of food that you consume. Why Bhagavan always says we should have vegetarianism. Don't eat non-vegetarian food. Many at a time Bhagavan has repeatedly said that do not eat non-vegetarian food. Because all the animal qualities and animal thoughts will be absorbed in our body. That is why Bhagavan insists that nobody should have non-vegetarian food. Always have vegetarian food, sattvic food. Offer it to the Lord before you consume, so that they also become prasadam and you shall get very, very good thoughts. So the feeling, watch your feeling, watch your thoughts. Your feeling, Swami always look to your feeling. What is the feeling that you have? I am reminded of the little girl, one of the Balvika's children. They were all gone. When Swami was in Dharmakshetra in Mumbai, there was a program arranged for all the Balvika's children. So, all the Balvika's children were brought to Dharmakshetra. And the teacher had told that one of them has to go and offer a rose to Swami. So there was a small little girl who said, give me the chance. I wanted to go and give the rose to Swami. Then the teacher said, the guru said, no, you are too small for that. There should be somebody who is not very big or who is not very small. You are too small for that, not you. So this girl was so much upset that she lost the chance. Lord, how can it be? I wanted to give you a rose, but I cannot. That agony she was undergoing in her heart. So all the children were seated on the lawns of Dharmakshetra. They are awaiting for Bhagavan to emerge. So this girl, tears were welling her eyes, and she was looking down. Suddenly, she saw a small weed flower from the grass. a yellow small weed flower. So she quietly plucked that flower and kept it with her. So when Bhagavan came out of this thing, Satyadeep, it is called, Swami came out. So the chosen girl who was supposed to give the rose, she went forward and handed the rose to Swami. Swami blessed the rose and gave it back to the girl. Then Swami was moving by, and this little girl she was afraid. She was holding that little flower to her heart and looking at Swami. The loving Lord, he stretched his hand. He accepted that flower from her. He moved on to the stage because the Bal Vikas children, they were supposed to give a program. The program continued. Swami took the arati and he was still holding on to that little flower, and he took it to his bedroom. Feeling. Watch your feeling, watch your thoughts. With what thoughts you are offering to Swami, that is more important. Those days in Vrindavan, whenever Bhagavan used to leave Vrindavan, it is such a painful feeling for all we children. So what we used to do, to get his attention, some of the boys used to run and go and stand somewhere 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers away, all alone on the road waiting for Bhagavan. Sometimes they would have written a letter. But this boy, particular boy, did not have any letter with him. He wanted to, what way he can, because something is there, Swami will stop. Otherwise, what is the way to stop? Suddenly, he saw the bougainvillea. I hope you understand that. What is that bougainvillea? There will not be any smell, nothing will be there, only color will be there. He plucked a bunch of that and he is standing with that. And the loving Lord stopped the car, lowered the glass and gently took it from him, because Swami looks to your feelings, not, Swami always says the quality, not the quantity. Swami Bhagavan always look to your feelings. With what feeling you offer, that is most important part. So, watch. In the third letter, W-A-T. T is the watch your thoughts, watch your feelings. Then, the next one is character. Character. What is character? Bhagavan says, Manasyekam vajasyekam karmanyekam mahatmanam manasanyat vajasanyat karmanyadnyat duratmanam. Harmony of our thought, word and deed. Whatever we think, we should speak. Whatever we speak, we should do. That is what Bhagavan always says, Trikarana Shuddhi. Trikarana Shuddhi. Harmony between our head, hands and heart. Whatever we think, we should speak. Whatever we speak, we should do. That is very, very important. So, always Swami says, end of education is character. So, it is very, very important that how we conduct ourselves. Always, it is important that more than anything in life, we have to connect ourselves with Bhagavan. When we connect ourselves with Bhagavan, automatically everything will be taken care of. Discipline, devotion, everything will be taken care of the more we connect to Bhagavan inside. That is what that is the fundamental thing what we have to take care of. Bhagavan always says, whatever you do, whatever you speak, think that I am watching you, so that you will never ever go wrong. So, see, next is watch your heart. What does that mean by who is residing in our heart? Bhagavan is residing in our heart. So whatever we do, always question ourselves, is this going to please Swami? Then do it. If it is not going to please Swami, don't do it. As simple as that. You don't have to put any extra effort to find out anything. Any action, whenever I am doing, is it going to please Swami? Then do it. If it is not, don't do it. So, make him a friend of yours all the time. How is it possible? We are not even saying Swami. Some of you may think it doesn't matter. It does not matter, because nowadays it is more easy to connect with him. As the little girl who came and told me in New York after my talk in New York in 2011, when I had visited, this little girl came and told me, Uncle, she was so small. Your talk was very nice, Uncle. I said, thank you, little one. I asked her name and all. Next sentence she said to us, Uncle, it is good that Swami left his body. I was a little bit taken aback, because the thing is, I was yet to recover from the shock that Bhagavan has physically left us, because it is very difficult. However we try to philosophize, Bhagavan is everywhere. A person who has been seeing Bhagavan morning and evening and for everything for years, 40, 45 years, suddenly it is when our own kith and kin, somebody for 40 years, 45 years in our family goes, we know how it is. Then how to that. We cannot even, come in terms with the idea that, yes. So that type of relation. So when this little girl said that, I was still, why? What do you want to say? I was not sure what she wants to say. Then she said something which I think no child would have told. She said, Uncle, when Swami was there in Puttaparthi, only few of you blessed people could have his darshan. And if we want to have his darshan, we have to come all the way to Puttaparthi. Now, Swami has become, or Swami is everywhere now. So we can see him at all time in our places also. Imagine a small child talking like this. I knew that it is Bhagavan who made her talk, not. So the thing is, what is required is Bhagavan, how to live with Bhagavan. We always say that we come here every Sunday or Thursday, we have the satsang, we go back, Swami will be sitting here and you will be wherever you are. No. Make him part and parcel of your life. Swami used to tell me, Nikanda part-time devotion, part-time devotion, Swami used to say. You all have part-time devotion. I used to ask Swami, what is part-time devotion? Swami says, only full-time job will get all the gratuity, all the benefits you will get. For part-time job, you won't get anything. So Swami was describing devotion also, part-time devotion. What Bhagavan used to say that, morning what you do, you come to the prayer hall and you will be looking at the watch, it is already getting late, 8 o'clock I should reach for Vedam, and the Ashtottaram, you will go such fast speed like scolding me. No? You finish that, go and you go to the school, come back in the evening, next day morning only you are coming to the puja room. Till then, I am supposed to sit there, waiting for you. Swami says, this is not, this is part-time devotion. Then how to have full-time devotion? Bhagavan says, when you are getting up in the morning, think that you are waking Swami also along with you. When you are brushing your teeth, feel that you are brushing Swami's teeth. When you are washing your face, feel that you are washing Swami's face. When you are taking bath, feel that you are giving bath to Bhagavan so that it becomes an abhishekam. And when you are hours together dressing and doing your makeup, think that you are doing it for Bhagavan. When you are eating your breakfast, think that you are feeding Bhagavan. You will never complain, this is not good, because you are not eating, Bhagavan is eating. Like that, whatever you do in your life, take him along with you to the school. Because all the time, true devotion means what? Sarvata, sarvakaleshu, sarvatra sai chintanam. At all point of time, thinking of the Lord is true devotion. That is what it is. Not that we went for service, that also we think that we did Narayan Seva, but do we really think that we really served Narayana? We go and serve. When we are serving, do we really think that we are really offered that food to Narayana? We call it as the poor shelter or something like that. Is it not? Whatever it is. So, when you have the true feeling that whomsoever we come across, because our entire life, purpose of our life is that. The purpose of our life is to have all the time. That is the only way to God. That's the way, nasti mahabhaha kalikala samam yugam. In this age, it is very, very easy that when we think of the Lord like that, we can concretize the Lord in front of us. Bhavehi vidyate devaha tasya tasmad bhavohi karanam. When you have such true feelings that Lord, you have to come, you have to give me darshan. Yes, He will give darshan. There is absolutely no idea. No second thought on that. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he felt that Mother Goddess is really there. It is not the statue that is there. I also went and saw in this thing, Calcutta, there is that, I could see only the statue of Mother Goddess, whereas Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to speak to Mother and Mother used to speak back. Mirabai, 300, 400 years back, she could concretize Lord Krishna by her devotion. And Krishna actually belonged to Dwapara age. Why? So in our feelings, when we have the true feelings, the other day when we are doing the Ganapati Homam I was mentioning to you, when you really concretize, you can really concretize the Lord when you have the real feeling. You can really, it is a meditation. The puja, what we daily do, it is called a meditation. All the time you can think of the Lord and the Lord will definitely give you darshan. Why not? So it is that when that our feelings, when the feelings start strengthening, Bhagavan automatically concretize himself. So we should be able to tune on to him all the time. Bhagavan will be with us. And the greatest thing Swami has given us what? Swami says, service to humanity, service to Lord. Why we don't do service? If I do service tomorrow, I may not have enough money. We may be worried about that. Swami says, whenever you wanted to do service, nothing should come in your way. You have to have that good feelings that you wanted to do, everything will be taken care of. Swami said, I still remember that when Narasimha Rao was the Prime Minister of India at that time, he was supposed to come to Prashantinilayam. That is the time when some of the villagers, went and requested Swami, Swami, we don't have drinking water, Swami. Prime Minister is coming here. So if Swami tells him, he will definitely listen. So that, because the area of, I still remember as a small boy, when I used to go to Puttaparthi in 1968, see, one main problem there was water. The water they had in and around Prashanthi Nilayam was, it was all saltish water. The well water, you can't even drink. When you are thirsty, if you drink, you will feel more thirsty. So that was the water which used to be there those days. But I still can't understand how the whole water has been transformed into sweet water naturally. By the presence of Bhagavan, even the nature completely changes. The beautiful sweet water today we get, but those days it was not like that. So the thing is, how Bhagavan's, I was mentioning about, Swami was saying that for doing, when they said that, Swami, we don't have water, somehow Swami request Prime Minister, he will oblige. Swami said, definitely I will tell. So while speaking in the Purnachandra auditorium, Swami was saying that Prime Minister should make good use of his office and provide. These villagers are suffering a lot. They don't have drinking water. Suddenly Swami changed the tone of the discourse and said, even if government is not going to do, I am going to do it, Swami said. And I am going to give free water to everyone. Even it costs 100 or 200 crores rupees, I don't care. I am going to give water. Bhagavan said, and the Prime Minister left, and Bhagavan came behind the stage. I was also a witness to this. And all the Central Trust members were standing there. They were shocked by the announcement of Bhagavan. So Swami came there, and Swami looked at all the faces and said, why are you people looking at me like that? He said, Swami, you just now made an announcement, 100 or 200 crores. Definitely you are going to give. Swami, where is the money? Because you are giving already free education from kindergarten to post-graduation. You know, each child, Bhagavan has to spend almost like in the span of some 80,000 rupees on an average for each child per year. In that case, money is getting drained. No fees, laboratory fees, no game fees, no fees whatsoever. It is totally free education. Whereas in the hospital, the surgeries, all complicated, high-class surgeries are going on, and naturally, that is also totally free. Swami, where is the money? Then you know what Bhagavan said? If money is not there, I will sell my Prashanthi Nilayam and give the money. Look at the love. Swami says, it is not money will automatically come. We should have the good sankalpa. Today we have the people who lack having good sankalpa. Whenever the good sankalpa is there, naturally things will happen. Once in Kodaikanal, it so happened that Swami wanted to give clothes. Whenever Swami is leaving Kodaikanal, Swami usually, because so many sevadals would have worked, and all the police forces who used to accompany Swami, Swami used to give for these people, Swami used to give clothes. See, Swami is such a mother that he is not satisfied by giving clothes. He used to also give stitching charges for each and every one of them. So there are actually there were only few police people who served. So Swami has asked them to sit inside the bhajan hall. But when Swami went there, the news went round, and all the other police people from all this thing, they were all come, the hall is full. Now, Swami, of course, saw, and as usual, quietly he left the hall. And it was, Swami said, see, so many people have come. The problem was not that. clothes they were there, but enough money was not there. So there was certain amount of money which Swami wanted to give, money was not there. Now what to do? Swami is just leaving. He is going to leave in 15-20 minutes. So Swami said, Chustam, let us see. And Swami said, I will go for darshan and come. And Swami left for darshan. In the meanwhile, one of the elderly gentlemen thought that somehow we should help Swami at this juncture. So he asked the people, those who are around, whether they can have some money. And he collected some money so that, still it was lacking. So he could not get the amount what, because that many police people were sitting inside. So Swami went for darshan. He quietly came back, and while he was entering the room, he dropped a cover from the bunch of letters which he was holding. And this bunch of letters fell exactly at the person's feet who was trying to collect some cash from the fellow, or some of the guests, those who were there. And Swami said, so he took the cover and he wanted to give back to Swami. Swami said, open the cover. He said, he was a little bit hesitant. When he opened the cover, it was exactly the same amount that how many policemen were there to give to them. Exact amount of the money was there. Some devotees have handed over to Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan said, look, whenever you want to do something good, entire forces of nature, they all join together to help the completion of that good work in a great success. That is how. So the thing is, what we need today is to have the good sankalpa to serve, so that all the rest, everything else will be added on. Today it is quite late for all of you. I pray to Bhagavan, Swami, bless us all to have good sankalpa. Let us always follow. Watch our words, watch our action, watch our thought, watch our character, watch our heart, where Bhagavan is always seated there and guiding us. Have always Nama on our lips and have good sankalpa to serve everyone, so that Bhagavan will be always, he will take care of us. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Samasta lokaha sugino bhavantu. Jai Sai Ram.
प्रेम की ये पुकार, दिल की पुकार, तुमको अर्पण करे साईं माँ। मंजिल भी तुम्हें, रास्ता भी तुम्हें, हर कण कण में तुम्हें साईं माँ। यादें जुड़ी तुमसे हमारी, और भी है रह गई बातें अनकही। यादें जुड़ी तुमसे हमारी और भी है रह गई बातें कही, लम्हे जो भरे सब प्रेम तुम्हारे, हम जो भी आज हैं तुमसे ही बने, प्यार याद करते आज ही हम सभी, साई माँ, साई माँ, साई माँ, प्यार याद करते आज ही हम सभी, साई माँ, साई माँ।
విద్యార్థులారా,
నా పెద్ద ప్రాపర్టీ కాలేజీ పిల్లలే.
నాకు మీకు డైరెక్ట్ కనెక్షన్ ఉంటుండాలి. నా వెంటనే ఉన్నాడు అనేటువంటి భావాన్ని దృఢం చేసుకోండి. ఈ రెండు సంబంధాన్ని భద్రంగా పెంచుకోండి.
ప్రైమరీ స్కూలు, కాలేజీ, హైయర్ సెకండరీ స్కూల్ వీళ్ళందరు పిల్లలంతా కూడా నా వెంటనే ఉంటుంటారు. నన్ను వదిలి వారు పోరు, వారిని వదిలి నేను ఉండలేను. కనుక మా విద్యార్థులే నా ప్రాపర్టీ.
అడుగు అడుగునా నడిపించే సకుడవు, అణువు అణువులోనా వినిపించే వేణువు, విడదీయలేనిది మన బంధమే ఇది, ప్రేమకై అంకితం మన ప్రియ స్వామికై అర్పితం మా హృదయం. प्रेम की ये पुकार हर दिल की पुकार, तुमको अर्पण करें साई माँ। मंजिल भी तुम्ही, रास्ता भी तुम्ही, हर कण कण में तुम्ही साई माँ।